If someone wants to start a D2C brand today, do you feel that they can start in any category? So if anyone is any founder watching the video today, is there any framework or a roadmap, or these are the steps that they should be away from in order to be on the track of sustainable growth? We are into 2025 right now. What all things
Hmm.
have changed in e-commerce? Coming to quick commerce right now, what all it has impacted on e-commerce, and what do you think would be the take in the next 2, 3, 5 years?
Be an immediate need. I immediately need a charging cable, right? No one plans to order a charging cable. So wherever there is no planning and wherever there is an urgent requirement is where QCOM will come in. A lot of people talking about how to market, how to
Right.
retain, how do I create this offer and that offer to retain, right?
True.
But very few people talking about make a great product, create a great experience. I think it's immensely important to have clarity on what you're building for who you're building. It's very easy to watch 100 different reels that you like and saying, yeah, ऐसे भी try करते हैं, वैसे भी try करते हैं, but what is your brand? Can you build in any category? Yes, you can build in whatever category you want.
Yeah.
Today, or
Maybe if I want to start a brand today,
Hmm.
how many products should I pick earlier in order to check whether I can operate into this category or not? And how much should be the investment
I feel that
where you are building right now, Nuuk? Help me understand about this brand range of products. How did you guys enter into this category?
first, there has been no disruption in this space as by any D2C brand.
Yeah, correct.
Fundamentally, we are a product company. We are
Mhm.
not a marketing company.
Correct.
So there may be some products that are website first, so people just prefer to buy them on your web. But for everything else, the marketplaces will be the place that they trust.
How will AI impact into e-commerce?
This creators costing me, I'm paying 50,000 bucks, 1 lakh, or whatever to creators to do this. I can test it for free, or I can test it for $10 a month or $20 a month.
So, hi everyone, welcome to another episode of I Took Art with Sunny Wadhwani. Today, I have again a very special guest who has given his time again to my show. We've done it before when I used to do on LinkedIn in the audio form, but it's been so kind of it that he was ready to come again and share his insights and knowledge with us in the video form. First of all, thank you so much for giving a lot of love to all the previous episodes, shorts, and all the videos which we are uploading it on YouTube, and it really motivates us and helps us to keep providing you the content so that you either grow in your career or make your brand better. So we have today Mr. Aditya Advani, who has been into e-commerce, I would say again, between close to a decade. And he's one of that rare person who started his career by starting a brand in 2016 when hardly anyone was aware, or even people like me who were like just out of college, not even buying on Amazon. That's when I think he started a brand into men's care. Maybe I think a little ahead of time. He would definitely add a lot of points into that. And then he worked with different organizations, leading growth across all. And right now, I think he's working a very interesting company, building a brand, which definitely will talk about it. So Aditya, please feel free to add any point if I missed it.
No, no, no. Thank you, Sunny, for having me again. Happy to talk about e-commerce. I think it's the only thing I've ever done
Same
from
here.
from days from when I was a
Same here.
kid. So, no, happy to chat, happy to share whatever I've learned. Hopefully, it's helpful.
So what exactly is happening in e-commerce right now, and what has changed, maybe in the form of positives or negatives, which was not there maybe before COVID?
I think India में बहुत आसान हो गया है. It's become much easier to start up. So you see a lot more people actively starting brands or even experimenting, and it's great. There is so much more learning that than within the ecosystem in itself. But a lot has also changed. 2016, I think e-commerce was like a tech company. The barrier to entry was quite high. Everything has become much faster, much more easily accessible. I think from a D2C side, I think the enabler system has grown so much that you have a ship rocket today that can plug and play,
Correct.
right? You have enablers like GoQuick, Shopflow that have come up from the payment side. Razorpay
Right.
was maybe the first. at that time. The entire experience of COD has been solved. जो उस time पे आपके RTOs की manage करने में फट जाती थी.
Correct.
अब थोड़ा it's a little more in control. There are so many more actions, so many more products to use to help you sort of find that balance. It is the second thing I think is just the maturing of even the ad ecosystem. It was much more fragmented. समझ नहीं आता था. Everyone was
Correct.
trying different things. Everyone was burning through tons of money to understand कि यार Facebook कैसे चलता है, Google कैसे चलता है. There were a ton of people hiring agencies that were selling this versus people now building capabilities in-house to do it. So understanding of that ad ecosystem has also changed. The third thing is data also. I think पहले gut पे बहुत चल रहे थे लोग. There is far more prevalence of data and data-driven insights. Earlier, it was a buzzword, right? Today, it's real, where you're very deeply tracking every point in the journey and creating customized experiences for different users. The WhatsApp has changed the game. पहले email marketing चल रही थी, अब WhatsApp everyone कोई email देखता ही नहीं है, right? I have not
Correct.
looked at my own personal email at least for 2 years. So that in itself has changed. So the medium has changed completely. It shifted from something new to something far more mature today. That means competition is also that much higher. It's crazy to think that every video I see about this thing is retention marketing karo, retention marketing
Correct.
karo. But people, no one is saying, yeah, make a great product. People will come back on their own also. Uh, a lot of people talking about how to market, how to retain, but very few people talking about make a great product, create a great experience.
A lot of brands are struggling today for bootstrapped at a positive. So if anyone is any founder watching the video today, is there any framework or a roadmap, or these are the steps that they should be away from, maybe in order to be on the track of sustainable growth?
I think it's important, one, to create great product,
Okay.
right? Product is at the core of everything. You can build a average product and great marketing and maybe still succeed for a certain amount of time. But it will, if it's average, it's likely that people are not coming back to you. So you're constantly
Mhm.
acquiring,
Got
right?
it.
You,
Repeat.
you're not retaining. And the core of retaining is simply great product and experience. It is not your marketing necessarily, right? Marketing is a supporting actor in delivering the idea of a great, right? Why me and why am I better? And why will you love me, right? That is a supporting actor. It is not the hero. And so, but I think people forget that, right? Because there is the glitz and glamour of the marketing, but people forget that what are they marketing, right? They're marketing a product. No one is starting with the idea कि मेरे को मैं बनाना है, right?
Right. Correct.
Most people are not starting with the idea that I just want to go and burn money and get out of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Correct.
हर चीज का हिसाब रखना है जो रखना चाहिए. How do you invest in growth? So that it's okay to burn a little capital to experiment and grow and to reinvest in the growth. It's fine as long as you know why. What are you burning on? Till when are you burning? And how do I get past this? And how do I, when I need to turn off the tap, and my brand is strong enough to then move up by itself. And some brands have done it exceptionally well. Look at Minimalist,
Mhm.
what it was able to achieve, right? It was
Right.
a very simple idea, simple product, executed well, delivered great experience. उसमें कहाँ है आपका कोई इन्फ्लुएंसर नहीं था, कोई क्रिएटर मार्केटिंग नहीं था, right? There was no sales also. There was no BOGO, buy two get two free, buy three get three free, buy four at
Correct.
9.99,
Mhm.
right? Which is everyone today. So why? What was different? It may be an inspired idea, but anyone could have been inspired. Why
Right.
did they succeed? So it is just executed with clarity and very product focused thinking, and for it to happen on its own also. And that is finding your PMF, right? At what
Product market
point,
fit. Mhm.
or price product market fit for that matter, right?
Got it.
PPMF, right? What is that for you? And how do you find it? And at what point do you say, yeah, I think I found it? It's when you stop having to जबरदस्ती करे यार इस महीने में टारगेट कैसे मिले बिक ही नहीं रहा है जब आप जबरदस्ती ठूस रहे हो ना then maybe you need to go back and rethink the thought that I have found it, right? Because it may be harder to reach. You may have found it, but it may be harder to convince a lot of people to buy into it. That may be where your spend is going, right? So for example, for us only, for example, our razor beach, we have a great product, but the loyalty towards other brand is so high that it may be harder for me to convince people, or more expensive for me to convince people to come here. But great product still falls at the core of everything.
Got it.
Like I'd say, just know it's not just about sales, right? People focus so much on top line that they forget to account for everything else that goes in between there and bottom line, right? So I have seen very few people truly optimize for COGS in a great way, right? While maintaining great product. How do you continuously innovate, optimize your supply chain, your warehousing, your logistics, your delivery times, right? What is my balance between surface or air? How do I manage my returns? How do I create fastest delivery time? What is my entire operational structure? Nuuk is a design-first home appliances brand for New India, and the goal is to just disrupt this very large space and build something huge. Fundamentally, we are a product company. We are not a marketing company.
Coming back to where you are building right now, Nuke, help me understand about this brand range of products. How did you guys enter into this category? So help me understand with the journey till now and what is the next goal you guys have when we talk about Nuke as a growth and in this category, is it working everywhere? Website, quick commerce, marketplaces, Amazon, like etc.
Yeah. So Nook is a design-first home appliance brand.
Okay.
So our thesis or right to exist or even reason to exist, right, was simple that we have first there has been no disruption in this space as by any D2C brand. In the middle, there is nothing, and then there are legacy brands. So in the middle, there was nothing. So the design first approach was that it's in a very large market that is there. The Gen Z and millennials, right, urban millennials, there is who have entered this spending demographic or are now building their homes, have no brand that they can use and be proud of owning or be can relate to or interact with, right?
Brand in the sense, what set of products you're talking about?
Like no home appliance brand that is available to them where they are that it's an aspirational brand that they can both relate to and be proud of owning. And so there was this big gap in the market where you have a lot of legacy brands providing functional products,
Yes,
and then
yes.
one luxury brand that is very desirable, but there is no one in the middle that is just providing me great products and providing me and I can resonate with them and I feel good about using a Nook, using a fan or using a Nook vacuum cleaner or anything because I trust the brand and it speaks to me. It's and it provides me, it matches my vibe. So it's a little bit more me than I would be with the things I buy. So there was a big gap in that market of a brand that related to a newer customer. Appliances, because no one has created in the space in that way, and so our goal is to truly build a brand that connects with people, but is connects very very product first
Got
and
it.
very very design first, right? And design is not just it looks better, because there will be people who will say अरे इसका लाल वाला बिक रहा है यही उठा के कॉपी कर दो हम भी लाल ले We actually sit and design products. We work very closely with manufacturers on designing each and every product, both externally and internally, right? So समय भी यार ये तो अवेलेबल है, ये तो यहीं से ले आओ, उठा के ले आओ, इसको 500 रुपये और सस्ता करो, right? But what has gone inside, which is the performance of the product, is very closely tested. So we have a consumer insights team that talks to
Got it.
customers, understands their pain points, and then we build a thesis around the product collectively. There is no one individual making this thesis. We collectively arrive at a thesis. When we talk again to customers, if we build this product, how much would they be willing to pay for it? What is the kind
Okay.
of what value do they see in these products? So it's a very customer backed, customer first,
Got it.
customer obsessed company where it is built on the iteration of customers and their ideas and their thoughts. So it's very very product first. The idea is to just deliver a great experience and just shift, rewind time a little bit, and yes, do great marketing, great content, and great all of that, but rewind time and say, yeah, fundamentally what are we? Fundamentally we are a product company. We are not a marketing company. We are a
Correct.
product company. In the process of reaching millions and millions of people, I may get really millions and millions at marketing, but fundamentally, I will always remain a product company. And my sales are a function of the number of people buying it and the number of times they buy it. So, and what are they buying? They are buying my product. So my product and my experience has to be great, because there India, we are low trust, right? हम order करते हैं immediately, लोगों and बातें होती हैं लोगों से, right? Customers से immediately लोगों को लगता है कि आपने चोरी कर लिया उनसे अगर कुछ खराब हो गया. We put immense effort into just reducing the chances of error, but of course there will always be something we can help with, right? But how do we give back the trust to people and say, yeah, this brand I can trust? Not just if I have a good experience, but even if I had a bad experience with a brand, that brand was still there to help me, and they helped me find a solution, and they helped me fix it. It is, we are not just there for the good times. The bad
Got it.
times help us get better. So Nook is a design first home appliances brand for New India, and the goal is to just disrupt this very large space and build something huge.
Got it. ठीक है. Now, interesting question would be again coming to quick commerce right now. What all it has impacted on e-commerce, and what do you think would be the take in the next 2, 3, 5 years? And I'll help you with the context from where I'm asking from. 6 months, 1 year back, everyone was fighting to get onboarded on quick commerce. That race has slightly reduced because brands have started onboarding. From January, they started opening doors to onboarding a lot of brands. But right now, hardly anyone is happy because I've been keep asking these questions with everyone because it's about capital block ho jata hai. Maintaining inventory in so many dark stores in different states in a city is not that easy. So what do you think, how it has impacted e-commerce? And second, where would this industry go in the next 2, 5 years? Well,
Got it. Yeah, see, obviously, quick commerce has become a big part of most people's lives, at least in metros and wherever they exist. I personally barely order off Amazon anymore, right? Dekh leta hu and then I go to see if I can get it faster. The brands are not happy. See, it's the gold mine, right? Everyone is trying to go in to get
Right.
their share of the gold. You also have to realize quick commerce started almost 2020, right? 5 years ago now
Yeah,
from
yeah,
today.
correct.
Right? So, yes, it's picked up in the last few years, but it's existed for a bit now. And so the gold rush was for those who got in there when it was starting. A channel wants to grow, so they are, massively advertising. They want the right brands there, stalker. And आपको ऐसा scale दिखा. And जब adoption massively बढ़ी 2022, 2023 में, you saw massive spikes at very low costs. Right? People had next to no costs, 10x ROI on QCOM ads. They introduced advertising on Meta. A lot of LinkedIn posts I've seen of brands saying we've now running on Meta at 15x ROAS for quick commerce. Right. And we will become 100 crores, 200 crores on quick commerce alone. So that has also started. So they have also attacked very fast. And I think Flipkart has responded. Amazon, maybe because it's a larger global company, has struggled
Right.
to
Yeah,
take
correct.
take that same speed because quick com failed everywhere else in the world. So
Yeah,
for so quick commerce, I think it has to be a planned play for most people, right? And now because it's listing on marketplace model, so you are now doing same thing that you were doing for Amazon, you are doing for quick commerce. The smarter people got in early, got their outright buying done, and so उनका set है थोड़ा सा. E-commerce now the fight is not even about getting listed; it's about
correct.
inventory availability. You can ship to their master hubs, but how do you get your product available in front of a customer is the bigger fight. So people are unhappy कि payment नहीं आ रही because product नहीं बिक रहा also. So sending something to a warehouse is not entitled you to payment. So understand the model you're on. Yes, some QComs may be having challenges with their own growth rate, etc., and facing dispersal problems. But I don't think it's something new. I think it happens across marketplaces with alpha sellers, right? Don't feel like the channel owes you something because उसके लिए चला मेरे लिए क्यों नहीं चला? Owes you anything. So please go there and put in the effort and have a clear reason as to why you are doing this. Are you doing it for quick money? Because that's very unlikely to happen.
No, that's not like
Where does it go in the next 4 5 years? Yeah, it is eating up a lot into Amazon. I feel in at least grocery and these categories, it is eating up into that share. In other products, I think it's solving for last mile delivery. Electronic, we have seen good growth on Blinkit, massive
Yeah.
Blinkit, and it's also last mile delivery. Someone needs something now. People living in apartments who are working most of the day and don't have someone living at home the whole time cannot get things delivered to office and carry back larger things. So they have to get it when they are there. So it is solving for those pain points that people didn't know ना कि संडे को जाके मार्केट जाना ही पड़ेगा. मैं रात को आके हीटर ले सकता हूँ क्योंकि मेरे को अभी चाहिए. So that may get expensive over time. So
Got it.
today there's an infinite source of riders who are there, but as expenses go up, that labor will not be as cheaply available. So it leads to the question of like, will people be willing to pay for the convenience after a point? That will you be willing to pay that 100 rupee delivery charge if required? Then the purpose of quick still happens, but maybe you bundle your orders together to be like a 5,000 rupee order versus a
Got it.
100 rupee order. So you'll think
That's
so that is how it's scaled, but adoption will definitely increase. It will spread across categories. Fashion में भी हो रहा है अब तो हर जगह चलेगा. I think India has very high population density, so very high number of people to deliver to in the same area, as well as slightly more low cost labor. The recipe is working.
So now coming into this home appliances as a category, this category is not new. We've been seeing it since our childhood, and our parents have also seen this. Design is one thing that customer is getting as a nice aspirational one. I think coming to product, what is the premium that they are paying as per over and above the traditional brand? And second,
Yeah,
what are they getting it in return? Because I saw that your rechargeable fan runs up to like 17, 18 hours. So is this the extra that we are giving it to the customers?
I don't think they're paying a premium at all. Premium would mean that I am earning like a crazy high margin on it, right? That isn't they would be paying a premium. Our goal is to deliver value, right?
Got it.
We will never cut corners on product or cut corners on a feature that is valuable to a customer for price. We will test it. So we don't charge a premium for design, right? The design is something we fundamentally believe that the customer deserves to have. No, this should not be something you hide into a cupboard after you used it. It didn't need to be ugly. It takes the same amount of time to make an ugly product as it does to make a good looking product. It's just the effort you put into it or how much you index on it. So that is just a fundamental right that you have. So beyond that, it's value, right? So we are not saying कि यार we will be the cheapest, but we'll definitely work our way to being the best. Goal is only to provide. We are not going to be there and say क्या हर price point में launch कर दो 1,000 रुपए का भी कर दो. We will not be be one of the places where you go and search for a vacuum cleaner and you'll have 5,000 vacuum cleaners to choose from. 6.2 liter, 7 liter, 6.8 liter, just to cover the 500, every 500 rupee price. We will always, you know, try and break the clutter and make it easier for you to make a decision.
Since I think it's design first approach, so I believe that sales would be spread. It be happening on website, be happening on quick commerce, be happening on marketplaces as well.
Yeah. So we are very clear also, right? We are also building a business. So the sales will be spread across channels and marketplace have inbound traffic. So there may be some products that are website first, so people just prefer to buy them on your web. But for everything else, the marketplaces will be the place that they trust. So why should we not be available where they trust it? So
Correct.
most of our sales will be marketplaces. Our D2C will be a channel that it's an EBO versus an MBO, right? D2C is my EBO and marketplaces are my MBOs. So my EBO is for experience. My EBO is not to advertise the same way and sell you the same product and then give you buy two get two free. My EBO is to help you experience the brand, understand more about it, see what we stand for, and get connected to it. So, how do I drive that excitement? Why should you go to the Apple store versus an Imagine store? You enjoy just roaming around and trying things.
Correct.
So, the website will be, yes, do commerce. Of course, it'll do commerce, but it will drive massive excitement for people because everyone's used to buying stuff online. People are not experiencing things. And so I think it's important to create experiences that people can enjoy. They cannot buy anywhere, but the experience is what they will.
For a category like yours in which you are building it, the AOV is slightly higher than food and groceries. How is it building upon quick commerce, especially from the category, not from the brand point of view?
It's been good, right? I mean, it was summer. So our fans moved very quickly on QCOM also. So there was big demand that was there for fan. The AOV is higher, but
Yeah.
customers buying appliances on QuickCom was also lower. I think it for us today in very high AOV categories, it will be a last mile decision.
That's
Or it will be an immediate need. I immediately need a charging cable, right? No one plans to order a charging cable. So wherever there is no planning and wherever there is an urgent requirement is where QCOM will come in. मेरी बिजली चली गई मेरे को पंखा चाहिए, right? Is where it will come in. मेरी लाइट चली गई तो मेरे को फैन विद लाइट चाहिए, right? और जो चले मेरी रोज जाती है तो राइट तो वो शायद प्लान भी हो जाए बट अभी चली गई अभी चाहिए का प्लानिंग कैसे करूँ और let me just see मैं very facing linkage से order करते रहता हूँ तो let me see if it's there and is it there, is it available. So it's scaling well. I think it's going good so far. I think we see a lot of potential in the channel and I think it will be a very core channel for us.
correct. Correct. If I want to start a brand today, how much should be the investment?
Eventually invest 1-2 lakhs to get started off the ground and then I think if you look at brands that started with 5,000 rupees also, right, when they have found the right niche, because you get more time to test, right? I saw some reel where the niche hair founder was there, right? She started with a set of hair extensions that she sewed and made herself. And so that is a low cost thing, but she was able to test it, try it. Brands नहीं थे उस time पे, so she was able to test it, slowly invest more and eventually invest 1-2 lakhs to get started off the ground and then reinvest what she made. There is no minimum investment. So for number of products, yeah, depends which category. आप towel एक towel से right? You see how people like the feel of that towel. Pick the most sold towel. Is it hand towel, face towel, or bath towel? And pick that. Or you say नहीं यार तीनों बनाने एक set whatever it is, right? But pick that and you have to make a towel and a bathrobe to test that thesis of what is the are people responding to the fabric. If you are doing beauty personal care, is it such a specific solution solving such a specific problem that it doesn't need a regimen to do it? Then you can try with one also. Otherwise, you can pick a niche like whatever UV protection, sun protection, and create a range around it. The minimum investment will change from product to product or category to category. Appliances, may that investment will be very high.
Very high.
How can you test with one product, right? You can test with one product like Atomberg tested with one product, but they created a range there within that also. You have to provide
Correct.
options. So I think it varies, yeah. Like you don't pick an industry कि मेरी ये बड़ा है यहाँ पे कुछ हो रहा है मेरे को करना है but आपके पास पैसे नहीं है तो क्या करोगे जाके like ज़बरदस्ती क्यों फूकने हैं, right? You have to find the right match for the capital available to you. And if the target is a different one with capital availability, you don't currently have the capital, can you get it in time to be able to explore the larger opportunity? But I think a lot of people don't think through these things. I think maybe that comes from time only. I didn't think through a lot of these things. And it came with time of thinking through them, but still finding a way to make decisions hard. So I don't think any particular minimum investment. I think people can get started with anything. I think there's also a lot more access to capital today than there was. That is one thing that is different from 2016 to 2025. There are a lot more consumer focused VCs. There are a lot more VCs investing in younger people. There are VCs investing specifically 20, 21-year-old, 22-year-olds, which was not the case at the time.
Correct.
So a lot has changed also, and I think much easier for people to get started. I think you should not be bogged down by like just yeah. If you have an idea, can you build a great product, and can you make that product different, and then can you communicate why this product is different well? So those three things are your core things to solve.
Now, last few questions, if you can answer it from the founder perspective. If someone wants to start a D2C brand today, do you feel that they can start in any category, or do you feel that Sunny or the audience, these are the categories these are already flooded, be away from them? And third, if someone is very new, starting for the first time, have a little bit of experience in e-commerce, should they trade first to get that understanding, or right from day one only nahi, branding?
My thoughts have also changed around it and evolved with time. Can you build in any category? Yes, you can build in whatever category you want. Like, no one is stopping anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Today also you see beauty personal care brands succeeding even though it's crowded. You see something like a Moxie that has become much bigger. You see, Indie Wild, which is a newer brand, which is massive. You see Dew. These are also more recent brands. ऐसे कुछ मतलब लंबे टाइम से नहीं कर रहे. 9 out of 10 startups fail. Now, let's operate with that assumption. Now, in which of those categories is that 10% to succeed a much larger absolute number versus the 10% in another category? So is that depth where it's a very large category where there are some spaces, but everything only one person is not doing. कि वो category large और 70% share एक ही समझ की to win, only one or two people can actually succeed. Then what is the likelihood of you being two versus in another category to enter? You say, यार, even if I'm 15, I may not make $1 billion company. राइट बट मेरा अच्छा खासा बड़ा बन जाएगा इवन मैं 15 भी हूँ 20 नंबर भी हूँ मेरा अच्छा खासा बड़ा बन जाएगा सो व्हाट आर योर चांसेस ऑफ within that category right of success so and then club it with okay what is my idea and why is it different is my idea very different is my communication different then what is there and am I bringing something of value to this or am I just hopping on to ये चल रहा है ये कर लेते either is fine.
And
Right.
also, what are the data points that you would suggest to check? I think you mentioned that data is very important, whether related to search volume trends, AOV of the category.
Amazon can be a proxy, right? But today, if you're starting in food and beverage, you may want to look at quick commerce data
Yeah,
a little more. Amazon is a proxy. What is the data you will check? You will check that is it trending up? So one is there enough buying happening in the category? What is the size of the category? You will check year on year, is it moving up or down? You will check is this dominated by a single person or is it spread across multiple people? Then are these brands or are these traders within this category? Right? Is there a single brand? Is there not? Is it mostly just small fragmented these things? And then what? Are there new products or new innovations you can bring within this category to create a differentiation for yourself? Right? So is it big? Is it growing? Is it small? Is it growing? What are the chances of me becoming somewhat meaningful quickly? Versus it will take me time to become meaningful in this category. So what can I bring of and then what can I bring of value? Is it a brand or a trader? Yeah, I have increasingly shifted my perspective to building brand versus earlier, right? You can become a trader. You most definitely can. I just feel it's a race to the bottom in terms of pricing. You have to be very fast and very quick to identify a product that will trend, get it very quickly, execute very quickly, sell out very quickly, and you are always running the risk of first many products. As a trader, you will have to have lots of products.
Yeah, very true.
And then you run the risk of working capital and किसी भी दिन आपका zero जा सकता है, right? आज को 4 दिन में change हो गया. So you are at the behest of a large channel that has no loyalty to you. So that becomes a little difficult. Then you're very your inputs become different. Your inputs become very, very different to optimize for an Amazon.
Correct.
And for a period of time, it's commoditized knowledge also. So everyone's doing the same thing. Having a brand, having a very specific tonality, having one customer in mind allows you to build products. Spend more time on the product and build a great product that adds value for the person you are building it for. So it allows you to be much more focused in your approach. If your expectation is that I will sell my company, it's probably unlikely to happen as a trader. Maybe it does. Maybe you get lucky. It happened to a bunch of people in 2022.
Right. When it happened,
Right?
yes. If you were about to start maybe in the same category where you started in 2016, would you have started with those same products? Or if you feel like if someone is starting something into men's personal care, maybe like sunscreen for men, specific would be one, sunscreen spray for men. But I was thinking that men have a lot of back acne problem. So Be Body Wise built a brand into that. Acne sprays have started coming here. body wash I don't want to apply on my back. I just need a spray for my back acne and I want to get it solved. So is there maybe answer in a short way, is there anything different you would have done in terms of products? And where do you feel that there is a gap in men's personal care? Because women personal care still has huge competition. Men still have some gaps, which I feel.
Would I do a different product? Yes, I would. I feel that a little more thought and research. We built great products. I think we were very focused on building good products, and that's what we did. But I think razors as a product, yes, it was a trust driver, but I don't think the capital we had was right to take that product first because it was also the product where we are fighting against the monopoly. You have to invest that much more in trying to get people to. So वही जो पहले बोला था आप सही प्रोडक्ट टू सही कैपिटल एलोकेशन देखिए राइट हाउ मच यू नीड टू इन्वेस्ट एंड हाउ मेनी कस्टमर्स यू नीड राइट इंडिया ऑन टॉप दैट फ्रॉम रेजर्स वाज अ वेरी लो चेंज नहीं करते इतना फ्रीक्वेंटली जैसे यूएस में करते हैं तो you are able to sell them less of the blades every year. People use 4, 8 blades a year. In US means every week they're changing. So 52 blades. So there's a big difference. So I would have started maybe with, and I did not hop onto the beard trend, right? As fast as Abhi did. So Beardo had also started around the same time. So Beard was actually maybe a bigger space at the time for a startup to be able to easily capture market share in because they need. So I think yes, we would have started a bit differently. But I think had I started differently, maybe the recall would not have been would not have been that high because the people who bought the product, who we did convince to buy the product, the recall of the brand became much higher.
So coming from the founder perspective in 2025, when a person has decided to make a brand which is more maybe aspirational, design is fine. What is the roadmap for marketing? WhatsApp marketing is also there, Google ads, Facebook ads, Amazon ads, collaborating with the influencers. What do you think should be their step, especially when they are very close to starting and once they become big, then though everyone knows where whatever works well, you just double tap on that. I think before it even all starts, if you are building a brand, I think the clarity of what the brand is and its tonality in the customer is very important. I think that is more critical than all of this because it drives a lot of clarity in terms of what you're going to end up saying. So you don't hover all over the place, trying every different thing, right? I think having that clarity, having that thought, positioning, communication is maybe the first most important thing anyone that is trying to build a brand should do. You may iterate a little bit over time, but largely this should be very clear in your head as to why you're doing this and who you're doing it for. From that will stem where do I market. If I am talking to a younger customer who is 18 to 24, I will be choosing Instagram first. Got it. Right? And that is where I will get good. And over there within Instagram, what do I need? Right? I need cool young people to be the face of my brand. So who do I collaborate with? Who are the cool young people? So my brand should speak to the customer that's buying it. So then what are the faces that I need? Or do I need no faces? What is the tonality? What are the colors? What is the kind of speed of editing? What is the kind of creative that will resonate with these people? And so everything is stemming from that core thing that word art. And Instagram. I will never do LinkedIn. Right? I may not even do Google. I may do Snapchat. So I may focus on Reddit. I may use the founder as as a person speaking to someone else, as a young brand, as myself speaking to them, but not in all cases. Everywhere the founder doesn't need to speak. If you can create that relatability between your brand and a customer trusting you to buy it, then sure do it. Right? If you can become a thought leader or someone can trust in what you're saying, then do it. If there is someone better or there's a better way to do that. So I think Meta becomes the easiest to experiment with. I think it's the most user friendly. I think even before you get into ads, maybe try creating content on your own. How do you make the cost of content cheaper or how do you make the cost of content more effective is very important. How can you leverage AI to not just create content for you, but also to help test, analyze, and build new assets for you or give you ideas. So I think as a new founder, your goal will be efficiency, not just volume. Yeah, great point on content, spot on. Many just start their brand and start running the ads. Don't think about that positioning, communication, clarity. Customer को पसंद आ भी रहा है कि नहीं आ क्या पसंद आ रहा है बिकॉज फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मैंने एक पेन भी लॉन्च किया है तो वो 2 साल बाद इस पेन की क्वालिटी सेम नहीं हो एज पर कस्टमर फीडबैक के ये पेन हो सकता है कोई अलग तरह का ही पेन बन जाए 2 साल बाद बट दैट यू ओनली गेट when you keep talking to your customers. Yeah, so, and that's the product part, right? But like, how are you selling me that pen will become that much more important. So, if I don't know why my pen is better, how will I sell you the pen? That's true. Last point, I think if you want to shed a light on, You mentioned AI. How will AI impact into e-commerce? We have a lot of everyone is talking about AI agents and all into as a brand running on Shopify or a brand running on Amazon marketplaces. What do you think? How will AI change this picture? What will AI do here?
So I think it will act as an efficiency driver, not do the job. Because everyone has access to it, right? It's a level playing field. Anyone can do it.
Yeah, correct.
Anyone can use it. It's just about how well someone uses it. It's another tool.
Correct.
So step by step from the start, right? It can help you research an idea. It can brainstorm with you. It can use some of your feasibility metrics that maybe you were going out to search, maybe you're able to get faster to the answer. So in your research phase, it is extremely helpful. It's also easy to play devil's advocate. So all the questions someone else may ask you, you can ask and see how the answers come back.
How
So
the
that
answers come, yeah.
your why, you can now have a brainstorming partner with it. So if it helps you get to the answers better with more clarity. Second is the building phase, right? Depend tech or otherwise, right? You can always get more and more insight into how to build it better, more easily. You can get better at building. Getting the product, of course, manufacturing will not have an impact in e-commerce there. So you'll get the product. Yeah, on marketplaces are also using, so you can use it from your creative part, right? It makes it much easier for, like, there are garbage creators out there. Like there is absolute rubbish that is there. And so at least hopefully those people will take it a step further and say, "यार, I can just give a reference and I can put अब तो product भी आ गया पहले तो product put in place नहीं हो रहा था अब तो product placement भी आ गई है. You have models, right? So I think it will just elevate the quality that is acceptable to a customer. Customer will start seeing everything great quality, so that will become the baseline for what a customer expects. Especially in fashion, you can now take a picture on your phone and place it on a model and then get the model to walk and strut, right? And it's like where you people earlier would have to pay for shoots. Fashion, you're launching thousands and thousands of styles a month. You are now able to do this in a few clicks or in like 1/50th the time you were able to do it in earlier and 1/50th the cost also. So it has improved your time efficiency. So in e-commerce, cataloging, I think it will play a major role in cataloging.
That's true.
And
Great point.
it will get increasingly better only. So
Yeah,
after this, you have no excuse to have a bad catalog,
that's
right?
true.
So like you have no excuse to say मेरे पास designer नहीं था या मेरे पास ये नहीं था.
Right.
But what will make someone's catalog different from the other person's catalog is how they prompt it, right? How detailed can you get? Can I talk about lighting and how I want this placed and I want it to be this way, that way? So that will baseline will change. Your baseline is here today. Baseline will become here. Then everyone gets on top. So in cataloging, it will play a role. It will play a role in your video creation also to some degree. Already is.
Right.
And now, right, your UGC content, now you are able to create using AI. You are able to create your own avatars. You are able to create avatars of other people. You are able to take pre-made avatars. Now you are able to place products in the hands of these avatars. So now your UGC creation also can to some degree become AI. Some cost efficiency you can drive there also. Your testing becomes easier in whatever creators. This creator's costing me, I'm paying 50,000 bucks, 1 lakh, or whatever to creators to do this. I can test it for free, or I can test it for $10 a month or $20 a month.
Thank you so much for giving
Of
your
course.
time
Thank you so
over and
much.
above on marketing, e-commerce, quick commerce. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, this is your host back again, Sunny Wadhwani. Thank you so much for watching the entire episode. Means a lot to us and it really helps us to keep working hard and hard. Now I would want you to do three things. One is hit the subscribe button because for you it is free and you know that the content creation game is becoming hard and hard more now because it's so many content creators out in the market. And if you subscribe, it really motivates us and gives us that extra push to keep providing you more and more valuable content and keep bringing you more and more guests so that on the basis of their experience you can stop your mistakes and you can grow faster than them. Second, do share what is that one thing you liked and what is that one thing you didn't like in this episode in the comment box below so that we can improve in our content basis on your comments in future. Third thing, do share this video with your friends, family members, office colleagues, older friends, school friends, founder community, or whichever professional community you are into, with someone who is already in the process of building a brand online, who are into D2C, e-commerce, online business, or anything related to it, so that they can also learn from it. And if you share more and more, it will also helps us and motivates us to keep providing you more and more valuable content. Thank you so much. See you soon in the next video.